What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with another video here on the main channel. I'm sorry I'm uploading a little bit later. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be talking about some NHL trade rumors here. So if you guys like these kind of videos, remember leave a like, subscribe to the notification bell, hit me up on Snapchat and my socials in bio. So let's get into this. I had a video idea for earlier. I'm probably not going to upload that one until probably tomorrow. Penguins Way. So obviously, yes. So obviously we do have there, as we are heading back into the NHL, now that we are heading back to not the NHL, once we are going to be soon be wrapping up the the Olympics here. Obviously, we know Crosby's hurt. We have that not to talk about, but yeah, obviously that's gonna happen. But obviously, we know that, like I said, that's gonna happen. We have a lot of rumors to talk about here. We have, of course, there's now rumors of the Leafs. The Toronto, Sergei Bobrovsky, Nazem Kadri, Vladislav Gavrikov, Elias Pettersson, rumors, Boston Bruins, Arbor Xhekaj could be on the move. We have a lot to talk about here. Pittsburgh, obviously. Oh yeah, Evander Kane, Pittsburgh. Obviously, rumors of Pittsburgh, probably. Steven Stamkos. Walls at St. Louis. Let me see what's up with the Penguins. Let's see what the Penguins trade rumors. Let's see if I can find anything on the Penguins trade rumors here. But yeah, we have a lot to cover in this video. So this video might be on the cusp. This might be a longer video here. So strap in, are in place to add and not subtract. Okay. Obviously, at first, I want to talk about Pittsburgh here. My favorite team. They are obviously going to add and not subtract. Now, I don't know what that means. Obviously, we know Mantha, Mantha's going to not be gone. You know, Mantha's gonna be gone, not gonna be gone. They're gonna keep Brazeau. They're gonna keep guys like that. But yeah, so keeping Brazeau, keeping Mantha. Malkin, he could be extended, I hope and pray. We gotta hope and pray Malkin gets extended. But that's all well and good, but yeah. That's all well and good. I don't know why I just said that. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, let's get into our rumors here. Of a lot of rumors. So now we all know that Bobrovsky. Okay, so let's start into Darren Radish. The Leafs are going to make a massive shakeup this summer. But yeah, obviously we know Darren Radish has been quietly been good. But the Leafs could target him in free agency, and then we'll talk about that a little later. Now, obviously, we know that Florida, they could be in the market Florida could end up becoming sellers. Now, we'll see how all their games, what happened with their games right out of the Olympic break. I had another video planned, I had a good not surprise video. I had a banger of a video for you tonight, but obviously that'll probably be tomorrow, if not probably Monday or probably Monday night. But yeah, so obviously we know that the Florida Panthers, and it was basically the video would probably Sunday, probably not Sunday, Monday night, I'm probably gonna film it and record it and upload it tomorrow. But obviously that, like I said, that will be tomorrow. The banger video, I'm not gonna spoil anything here with that video. If you know, you know. But obviously, getting back to it, getting back to the Florida Panthers, they could end up selling to the deadline. But obviously, this kind of ties in to the video here. Let me see the Florida Panthers, who they have out of the break. So their schedule out of the break. That's kind of what the video was talking about. Like every team and the rest of their schedules right out of the break. Their schedule out of the break. So the Florida Panthers, right out of the break, they have Toronto, Buffalo, who's actually been decent this year. And then, obviously, okay, and then they have, with New York, the Islanders, the Devils, okay. A back-to-back with Columbus and Detroit. And then Detroit, Columbus, off days, Columbus. Okay, so, yeah, if they start, if they come out of the break playing playing Toronto and then Buffalo. Toronto, Buffalo, New York, New Jersey, and they win one of these games, Columbus, and if they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-0 by deadline day, they're not going to sell. But let's say they win, let's say they beat Toronto, they lose to Buffalo, they lose to New York, they beat New Jersey, but they beat Columbus. And then they on deadline day, they're win, loss, win, loss. Win, loss, that's 1-1. 2-1. 1-2. 2-2. They're 3-2. 3-2 by deadline day. Or 2-3 at deadline day. Then I believe they're going to sell. Now, they could sell off pieces. Again, this is all, depending on what they do out of the break. But in my opinion, the one guy that might be on the move this year to deadline is Sergei Bobrovsky. Now, he obviously has, I want to say, two years left on that deal. 1 or 2 years deal. 1 or 2 years left on his deal. Let me see. Let me look. Spot Rack. He has 1. So he's only getting paid $10 million till he's a free agent at the end of the year. But let me look at something here real quick with Sergei Bobrovsky. Now, obviously, I don't know how well Sergei Bobrovsky has been. A team that I can see stats. Let's see how he's been. The main reason why Florida has been terrible this year is because Matthew Tkachuk has not played at all. And they just have a lot of injuries. Florida Panthers players not playing. They've had Barkov's been out for a while. Kulikov has been out. Dadrovich, Nosek, Tomas Nosek, Seth Jones, and Tobias Bjornfot. There's been a lot of game managing high. Yeah, that's why they've been terrible, because they've had a lot of injuries, and none of their, we haven't seen any of Barkov this year. Okay. We haven't seen any. No. 39, 21, 17, and 1. 3.3 G1, 3.13 GAA, 0.871 save percentage. He actually hasn't been bad, but they're interested. But there's a lot. Ottawa's interested. I feel like Florida could. So they're either, I don't know, either Montreal or Edmonton is where, I feel like it has to be Edmonton, though. Would end up, because they're kind of, stuck right now with what's his name? Tristan Jarry, and that hasn't gone well, and they want to be better, and they want to make the playoffs, they want to win the cup. But yeah, obviously, who knows? Like I said, who knows? We'll see. Nazem Kadri could be on the move. He could be going to the Kings. I know they just got somebody, but yeah. They got Panarin, but who knows? Jesper Wallstedt could be going to the Blues in a blockbuster. That could include Robert Thomas and Jordan Bennington. But yeah, obviously we know Dougie Hamilton could be there. Dougie Hamilton could get moved. I don't know if he will. Bobby McMillan could be the missing piece for the Avs. Again, with the same as, I'm just going to say what I said for the Leafs. Not the Leafs, the Panthers. If the Panthers come out of the break and they start losing, like if the Leafs and the Panthers come out of the break and they start losing games, then we know that the Leafs will be selling. And obviously, yeah, the Rangers, then Vincent Trocheck could be heading to Montreal. I don't know. Owen back in a prospect. Jesper Wallstedt could be going somewhere. Vander Kane could be getting traded somewhere. Vander Kane could go to could waive his no move clause and go to Dallas. I don't know though. Kopitar, this is kind of like the last year. I feel like the Kings want to go all in and win the cup because this is Kopitar's last year. But yeah, so maybe Elias Pettersson goes to Detroit or to LA. Justin Falk could be heading to the Bruins. Okay, it is what it is. Elias Pettersson could also go to Detroit. I feel they have a relationship? That's interesting. Vladislav Gavrikov kind of signed there last year in New York, thinking, oh yeah, this is my team, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to try to be here for a while. He might want out, obviously, so they might end up just seeing if they will trade him. But that's pretty much, I know this is a longer video. Now I want to see what Pittsburgh is up to here. Pittsburgh. See what we have to do. See what we have to address via the Penguins here. What do I want to talk about here with the Penguins? Yeah, they've been surprised. Adam Gretz, or the Penguins need to add some guys. Let's see what they want to do. Maybe they want to call up a Calgary for somebody. But obviously, there's been some things that the Penguins, there's been some moves that I've said the Penguins should do, but Kyle Dubas doesn't do them, and he surprises us elsewhere. Surprises us, and they do it, and they do another move, and and he does it elsewhere. But obviously, elsewhere, Zach Whitecloud could be coming to Pittsburgh. Now, I don't know if that's what they want to do. I don't know if Zach Whitecloud wants Penguin trade cost. Well, that already happened. They already traded Panarin. Read more. Swearing Rangers until they can Zach Whitecloud. The Rangers are center. Ottawa Center's been back in the playoffs. Chase Yikes. The larger question is if the Penguins will make the playoffs. So they absolutely have. Yeah, they have to. They should make the playoffs. I hope they make the playoffs. Pirates prospects. Why is this, this is PGA talking now. That's interesting. Penguins and trade rumors. Let's see what else is going on with the Penguins here. Obviously, we know they're keeping guys. Bruins pursuing Penguins. The Bruins defenseman and Penguins. Malkin, obviously, we know he's not going we know Malkin's not going anywhere. So let's just say Malkin. Well, we know Malkin's not going anywhere. We know that. But yeah, it's like I said, at the end of the day, Pittsburgh they want to add the deadline to try to get a nice little cup run going to hopefully, Robbie McMahon to the searching Bobby McMahon in searching Blackhawks, Edmonton targeting, Connor Murphy. could be the piece that they need for their cup run. It's either him or Logan Stanley. Could be interesting. Nazem Kadri, I could see him going back to his team, going to LA or back to Colorado. Braden Shen. Keegan Cole sort of the odd man out. Let's see what they need. 2 times Luke Shen, the heavy hitter for the Penguins, needing a playoff run. He was there before and it didn't work out, so I wouldn't go after him. Luke Shen. I haven't started bidding more. Luke Shen. As someone who has watched build teams for years with movie screams playoff insurance, Penguins are still on the back end, but we know Chris Letang and Brink. Yeah, we know. Metro Division. Thompson Cup. Alongside some trainer like. Luke Shen could be a name to watch for the Penguins now. I don't know if he comes to Pittsburgh. I don't know. We'll see, though. The Utah Mammoths are linked to Vincent Trocheck. Flyers could go after Stallers. They desperately need a goaltender. Massive decision to make post-Olympics. Nick Foligno could have a reunion in there. Robert Thomas could go to Philly, and then Owen Tippett and whatever else. Good luck in Utah, Elias. Oh, Elias person to Utah. I wouldn't hate that. But yeah, there's like so much stuff here. Dougie Hamilton to the Red Wings. Line to the Hurricanes, renunding with Spashinaho and Nikolai Ehlers. Again, the Canes always do something. I kind of want to see, but there's just been Connor Garland could be moved once the playoffs the roster freeze is lifted on Monday morning. Mackenzie Wheeler could be moved. There's a lot here. Panarin to LA. Oh, yeah, I think I talked about that. Obviously, yeah, there's so much here. Let me see what David Pagnotta has to say. Kind of want to use some guys like David Pagnotta. Yeah. The rental stuff. But obviously, I'm going to be on the channel here a lot more once Malkin's... here's something I want to mention. Malkin planned to talk extension. Now, I don't know what they want to give him. Final year's a 4-year deal because restricted for... He wants to play in Pittsburgh. David Pagnotta, Wednesday. On Wednesday's episode of this Insider Edition... close. I don't want to take a test about my intelligence with whatever plan was Kyle Davis and JP Barry. The agent of Gino Malkin is to sit down. Of course, it'll be the Olympics. We know Gino wants to play. They want to keep him in Pittsburgh. The Pens are open to that as well, based on how well he's actually not gonna. In 41 games, he's had 13 goals, 31 assists for 44 points in 41 games. Yeah, he's been playing at an elite level. So Malkin's been at an elite level here now. Obviously,
it's big. CPAP is canceled. I found something better.
But yeah, so like I said, we could see a Malkin extension.
Stops and came up huge. CPAP is canceled.
But yeah, no. The fourth period with David Pagnotta. Obviously, but like I said, wait, really? Is that what he's been playing? Malkin's been playing at an elite level. Malkin is playing great. Love him. Crosby's been great. I was watching a game one time. It was the Sabres and the Lightning. And they were like, oh yeah, everybody, 44 points in 41 games. They were talking in the game that I was watching, the Sabres and Lightning game. They were like, and by the way, the Penguins were not only one of the best one of the best teams in the NHL this year, they're also one of the best storylines in all those sports this year. Obviously, yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't know how well Crosby is going to be I don't know. They were like, we didn't know how good Malcolm was going to be. We didn't know how good Carlson was going to be. We didn't know how good Crosby was going to be. They're like, oh, wait, we already knew how good Crosby is. But yeah, so there was a lot of rumors and news that I addressed in the video. If you guys like these kind of videos, remember, leave a like, subscribe to the notification bell, hit me up on Snapchat, Edmund Social. My name will see you all tomorrow for another video. Peace.